Alright, we got the heads off. Let's take a look in here. I mean, not pretty, but not too bad over here, looks like. This one's got a little less carbon buildup on it than the rest of these, but those three are pretty consistent. Over here, however, they're all washed clean. This was, when I took the heads off, this side's head was significantly, all the bolts were significantly easier to get out, a lot looser. And there was, see, this is that head. You can see on the outside, oh maybe here, maybe if I turn the flash off, there we go. You can kind of see, it's all like, got like coolant-y dried on the outside of it there. Whereas this head, I mean, that's just aluminum. There's nothing really wrong with this one, it appears. We're going to inspect them all one at a time and see if we got any warpage. See if we can't make a big old mess here. That doesn't look too bad yet. Kind of shiny, maybe. Oh yeah, you can see the difference coming in there. There's definitely some metal in there. Update as we go. Getting down to the end here. Yum, yum, yum. Still looks kind of shiny coming out of there, but different than before. Dump that a little further. See if anything else comes out different. Okay, we got the motor all tore down. Let's talk about what I found. Starting with flat tappet lifters. So, as you can see, these are all different heights. So this one here is still good. This one is fine. And then these four, you can see, are all dished out, failing. Those are the four that I found that were failing. The rest were fine. So, obviously, still a flat tappet camshaft from the era where lifters fail. Those are just getting thrown away. And then we can look at the cam itself. It's pretty gnarly. This is not, I don't think, caused from the engine overheating. I believe this is just how it is. Let's see if we can't get it to focus on this. Okay, check out those lobes. Specifically, that one right there. It is wiped. I mean, the geometry of it is just terrible. So those ones, and almost every single lobe has a little bit of wipe going on. This cam came out of that thing's motor. So it was running there for 3 seasons, basically. So honestly, I got my life out of it. You know, my money's worth out of it for being a flat tappet camshaft. I bought it kind of right before they really started having a lot of issues, so it's been through a lot, and it's just starting to lose usefulness now. So yeah, these back 2 cylinders, I mean, they had wiped lifters, wiped lobes on the cam. They were hardly making any kind of power, clearly. So that's cam and lifters. I'm gonna save this thing as a piece of art. I don't know, let me just put it there. And then coming to the engine itself, the block, we're going to go ahead and take a look at these main bearings. So obviously you can see right here, that front one, it's starting to show some of that inner bearing material. These ones here, I mean, they got some scoring in them a little bit, but still not bad for those ones. Now what's interesting is on these 3, the middle caps, all 3 of those bearings, the bottom bearings, look like that. So anyway, that's that. Oh, I'm gonna hold on to that for some show and tell later. Crankshaft itself, on the main journals you can see those grooves right there, and you can feel them with your fingernail right there. On the rod journals you can kind of see that area in between the bearings that's raised, but you can also feel a little distortion in the middle here, just a little bit. You can tell it's got a little taper in the center. I feel like a little thinner in the center, and every journal is like that, main and then rod journals. And then as for the pistons and piston rods, the odds all had that wash on them. This is number 3. It was the worst, but when I pulled it apart, this is what it looked like down on the inside. It's got like that oil cooked on there. It stinks too, but this is definitely the worst. And you can see on that wrist pin, that groove there, you can feel it if you slide the rod back and forth in there. So those wrist pins are shot. Maybe the bushings in the end of the rods, but if I reuse this set of rods, I'd probably get a new single for this one and replace this one. The rest of them don't have that discoloration to them, but they do have wear on the wrist pins there. So, and the pistons themselves, all the coating has worn off on almost all the pistons. So they were rocking back and forth in the bore just a little bit. Piston rings, I mean, it's hard to tell how much tension. I'm not really worried about it. They're gonna get junked, so the only thing I'm saving, crank. I could machine the crank, but I don't think I will. I think that'll just become a piece of art as well. The only thing I probably would say would be the rods, possibly for something else, and just replace that one. But yeah, that's what I found. I haven't taken a peek at the cylinder bores quite yet. I'll do that in a second here. So real quick, I just wanted to show you guys the difference here between the factory 4-bolt main cap for this engine block. That's what that guy looks like. This is a factory 2-bolt main cap out of a 350, out of that motor there. And then this one is a factory 2-bolt main cap out of a 400 cubic inch block. And just wanted to have you look at the differences between them all. There is slightly more meat. I could measure it, but I'm not going to right now because I really don't care. Slightly more meat on the 4-bolt cap And then I think there might be a little bit less on the 400 just because they have a bigger main than the 350s. But anyway, the main caps in that thing are maybe, oh gosh, now these are stuck. Come on, there we go. It's maybe half to 2/3 of the thickness of this one, which I find rather interesting since it's a newer, younger block than this one was. So I guess they were made better back then, right? Anyway, all right, so I'm just cleaning up these cylinders. We're just gonna look at the odds real quick and then flip it over and look at 1 or 2 evens. But I just wanted to show you guys all the discoloration. You can probably see that. And different looking cylinder wear we got in here. It's kind of a little too reflective to see very well, and I didn't grab my flashlight, but they look pretty funky on this side. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of the evens here. I'm sure they're not much better. Yeah. Nope, not better at all. So this thing's gonna need to be I mean, I don't know. I might take my home to it and see what they come out like, but I would imagine it's gonna need to be sent to a machine shop, taking a 40 over to clean up properly. But yeah, anyway, that's what it looks like on the inside after it overheated and sat there idling at about 1200 RPM for, I don't know, maybe 15-20 minutes. Yeah, not good.